All right, welcome back to Judging Bouncing Balls. After all this time, it still works, Toby. I'm amazed.
Right. Who would have thought we could put the buttons together after a couple weeks off?
But apparently it all works. So how you doing, man? How's life going?
Well, first off, we're going to start with pickleball. That's where I was. I apologize. I'm not running 9 minutes late. I brought home a championship first time in 2024. So
Of course.
me and Rob, we drew out of a hat and just flowed together tonight.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like two
won.
peas in a pod.
Yeah, there was only 8, so we took home $40. So we have to bring beer and snacks next time. So there's no monetary gain. So I'm not a professional pickleball player in any way, which is good to know if I ever get into the circuit. But I got a long way to go. I mean, I'm a hot mess after a couple games. I mean, my feet hurt, my knees hurt.
Did I see that this is on ESPN now, pickleball?
It is. Oh, there's a lot of it. And then like prime time, it's like Andre Agassi versus Jimmy Connor, and then they fire 2 female tennis players, and it's just like, I'm gonna be honest, if you watch that and then you watch our games, very similar. Very.
I was gonna say, it's like a mirror.
Yeah, I mean it is. Like, I'm surprised they don't ask, and we kind of keep it in house. No cameras. We did discuss the other night how, remember when Average Joe did the dodgeball and then they made it yeah. So we were thinking if we ran a tournament in Seymour, called it Global, and the winner went on to a Vegas tournament, like we all could go and root for our team, but we are not sanctioned right now.
What's that cost?
I don't know, but whatever it is, it's more than we have, because I don't know what we're up to in the banquet fund, but the banquet fund grows every week. $5 a player goes to the banquet fund. So our banquet at the end of the year is going to be a good time. Wives are involved; they're included.
Wow.
Last year I got to MC it and hand out the awards, some major awards.
I remember.
Yep. So this year I've been tasked with coming up with the awards. So it is not like best shot and best shoes. It is like events that happened, and then I turn them into degrading situations, and I present them with them. Yes, imagine that. So everybody laughs until it's your turn, and that's why I MC, because that way, when it comes down to my award, I just said gym rat or something, right? Like
right. The only positive one is yours.
Right. We joke about that when they're talking on TV about like his slap shot's unbelievable and that guy's got great speed, and then there's always one guy like they're like, we don't know so we're gonna call him a gym rat, like works out all the time, like kind of means you're there.
You're trying, which is good.
Yeah. Well, now that I'm a champion again, it's nice. It feels great. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. Probably take some aspirin. Yeah.
Hey, target's on your back now. You got to defend it.
Well, I'll be honest. It's like I'm going to play pickleball, and my wife's always like, "Really? Again?" And but then she's like, "Ooh, you're working out, so that's good for you."
Does she like what it does for your body?
Oh, probably not. I mean, I don't think it's shaping me in any way. I don't think I'm playing enough to really scalp the body, but we play shirts on. I mean, it's not a shirtless event by any means.
Okay. Keeping it classy.
But if anybody wants us, first off, you got to sponsor this program. We'll worry about pickleball sponsoring down the road. We're not here for that.
That's right.
Hey, I got to tell you. So I went to our Facebook page, Judging Bouncy Balls, like it, share it, and I bought the chair on there.
Ooh.
And the chair came 2 days ago, and I did not read the fine, but you have to have one of those battery packs, which usually everybody's, for charging your phone.
Of course.
So I charged it up, and we took the trek to Wausau last night, and I put my wife in the chair, pressed the button on the heater.
How was that?
3 stages. Oh, she was happy.
Really?
Comfortable.
You made the wife happy?
Yes. Well, for that time, and then I did something wrong, I'm sure.
But
it's got it. Right. It's got a massager in the backrest. This thing is glorious. Do we get anything for that?
I don't know. Honestly, I need to look and see if we do or not. But if we do, it's probably gonna be like 60 cents or something. That'd be my hey, it's all started. At this point, we're making revenue.
I was buying it anyways, so I didn't look to see if there was a better deal because I'm sure there's not here at Judgy Bouncy Balls. We'll give you the best deal possible, but it was nice. Like I'd like to order another one, but they're $100, so we're not there
Actually,
yet.
I just logged in and looked. We made $3 off that.
What do we do with that? Do we have to claim that on our taxes?
I think so. I think we are officially big time now. $3. So
if somebody else buys one, I'm going to be honest, we're going to be up to $6. That's a dividable number. We can't divide 3. That doesn't work. That's not even like a can of beer.
That's right. Well, just wait till Uncle Sam gets his little dip, his beak wet.
Right.
It's going to turn into 4. Yeah, we'll money. So it does work. So if we ever could figure out how to do it, it does work. We just got to find things people want to buy now.
Well, exactly. And I was just saying everything I'm going to order, we'll just put it on our store. And I think you pay a couple bucks more. It's totally worth it, though.
Well, actually, when I looked at it, the price when we list an item, it's the same price. I think
Is it really?
I think what they do is they deduct it from whatever the seller gets. It's like a finder's fee or something like that. And it depends on the price of the item. So if it was a $10 item, we'd probably get like 20 cents or something like that. So
yeah, we only sell big items. We should put a car on there, like a Ford Fairlane or something for $400,000.
Ford Fairlane. I like that.
Ford Fairlane.
That's a good car.
Well, that's awesome. We've made money. Our whole goal was to bring youth sports into their living room, but no, we're here for the dollar bills.
I think, to be fair, we've made revenue. I don't think we've made money yet.
Revenue. Great call. Way to go, finance teacher.
Yeah, but I don't know if we've actually made any money yet. So, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, we haven't actually collected a dime.
So, anyways, yeah,
we're off and running. So,
there we go.
You busy life?
Yeah, no, things are great. I mean, we had it as we last left our show last time. We were headed to the Grand Canyon. We all survived, made it down, made it back up, which was great. That was a good time. Trip was great. Had a lot of fun, and most people didn't fight too much. Honestly, I mean, there was some fighting, but it was good. So now everything's back into full swing. As you know, soccer started, so we are in the heat of the moment. So which is fun.
I enjoy fall sports because I think the football and that in the winter I don't have any basketball players in my family or hockey. I enjoy hockey, but I don't watch hockey.
Right.
So when it comes to springtime, when you drive by and the lights are on, it's softball, baseball, lacrosse, soccer. It's fun. I always like going now when it gets warmer. We'll go early and I'll walk over by the baseball diamond and watch them play baseball a little bit. We know some parents and some kids, and then go watch soccer and it's every other night, right? I mean, club you play on a weekend, they might take a couple off. No. This is fun.
Yeah, I would agree. It is a lot of fun. So, no, I mean, heck, we were talking about this the other day. I think we were texting back and forth about it. It's fun when it's happening, and we're gonna miss it when it's gone. And there's moments where you're like, man, this is stressful. It's a lot of work. You got to go here, go there. But I'm gonna miss it. I know you've said you're gonna miss it. It's gonna be rough when all the kids go away, and it's like, now what?
Yeah, well, and it's funny. I was talking to a good friend he's got 5 kids, and his youngest is a senior, and he's like, I don't know, like he is dreading the day because she's a track athlete, and he is racing back. If he's at work, he's flying back home to go to the track. I mean, there's one thing I won't do is miss my kids' sports for anything,
Yeah.
Me and my wife enjoy it. We drove to Wausau last night. We were in Wisconsin Rapids on Saturday. And like you hear some people on the team like, oh, Rapids. And I'm like, it's an hour and a half. Like,
yeah,
I'll take that every day.
I mean, to be fair, I live half hour away from Rapids, and I say, Rapids? So, it might not be the travel.
Right. Well, hey, I will give Rapids a credit. Their huddle, and then they have 2 cameras on the field.
Yes, I
It's a
know. It's phenomenal.
clean game.
It's a
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they got a nice setup.
I was able to pull some film. Macy scored in her first game, and I pulled I always pull film for her, and I mean, it was like dialed in. It was nice.
That's cool. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So,
school. Oh, go ahead.
oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say she's sitting in school, and I'm sitting at my desk at work, and I'm dialing film. I'm like, this is a good turn, good pass. And I'm sending it to her, and she's like, Dad, just stop. And I'm like, I'm going to go. I'm going to watch the game and get you what you need.
There you go. And I'm sure she's probably trying to be a good student, doing what she's supposed to be doing, and you're interrupting her studies, texting her.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's unbelievable.
Super nerd. So it's okay. She's fine.
Well, that's awesome. No, it's always fun when you get it on film. That is always when it's there and you're like, oh yeah, and it comes out well. There's nothing worse than when you miss it. It's like,
are you making a jab? Are you making because?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that's right. You did miss the one in Florida, but I've missed plenty. I'm like,
right. Right. Well, you're filming, and we become fans,
right?
And we're cheering, and then we look down, the camera's pointing at the parking lot. You're like, oh no.
Yeah. So, it's good when you get it. That's why it's nice with Huddle if they have the whole setup, which. We found out we're going to get for our school, which is awesome, that Huddle Flex or whatever, Focus Flex, where you can move it around. But it's so nice because it allows it to you can just do whatever, and it watches the whole field. That's awesome.
Yep.
Shout out to Huddle.
And
you can sponsor the show. We love you guys.
Right. HUDL. I don't know where they got that, but
yeah,
there's an app.
That's right.
But so let's get down to it. Stevens Point, otherwise known as Spash Girls Soccer Varsity. Where are we at?
We're doing good. We played 4 games so far. We have been lucky enough not to have any canceled, just by pure luck, which has been great. Numbers, we had really good numbers to start. We were hoping our preseason we were at like 42, and then it kind of went into the mid 30s, and now with injuries and some ineligible players, we're down into the 20s. So kind of back to where we were last year, a little bit better. But the team's way younger, and we're having fun. We're 20 out of those girls. I think we have 26 sophomores and freshmen. So, it's a really, really young team. So from that perspective, it's a lot of fun. The energy is great this year. We were commenting the other day about how fun the energy is. So it's been a really good start to the season. We're 2-2. I mean, we've had we've shown our age for sure. We've had a couple good wins, and then we've had some wins where we just looked not so good, but that's what's going to happen when you have young kids. So from that perspective, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been a good start to the season so far. And then we got our big rival tomorrow night, DC Everest. So when you're listening to this, it probably won't be up by the time this one. Oh, I would love to. That would be so awesome because they have been the vanguard in our conference. I mean, they're the team to beat for sure. So if we could, last year we lost 2-1. That was the game we were leading for like the first half or most of the first half, and then they tied it up right before the half, and then they got one in the second half, and we just couldn't stay in it. So we'd love to win that game, but they've got, as we understand it, Jenna Bauman is back, so they're going to be really tough. They're a good team, so we'll see what wrinkle we can throw them and see if we can pull out a dub.
Yeah. We might have to go like 10 zone, 1 man, some new defense that you come up with on the chalkboard.
Right. We should steal that one from Rapids that they did on you guys last year, where we did the like 50-yard line, high line
trap or whatever. we had 12 offsides calls against Rapids.
Well, that's exciting
because they weren't at the 50, but they'd run to the 18 to 20, and all of a sudden we'd just about to make the pass, and they'd all run forward, and we were offsides. So
really,
I mean, we won 3-0, but it's they kind of went into a defensive mode down 3, and I'm like, is it trying to just hang on from the crooked number or what? But they were they were good. They gave her hell. We've had 2 games canceled, one because of snowstorm. Coral. I call it Coral because Paul's wife is Coral. So
I'm sure she loves that.
And right, and then we had one. Kakana backed out on us before the season started. They said, whatever reason, but I hope we make it up because they're in our regional. Paul just sent me a regional thing today, and you're in our regional. So
great.
When you play each other, right, that helps the standing of the regional. So
right. Well, you know what's crazy about Kakana? So we beat them 1-0, but then we got beat by Oshkosh West the week prior 5-0. I mean, Oshkosh West took it to us, and then Oshkosh West and Kakana tied. I'm like, what the heck? I don't know. That just shows you how inconsistent we are. I mean, that's what I take away from it. It's like we just be better, Rod. But I mean, it's just crazy. It's up and down.
Yeah, we put a 5 spot on Wausau West. Wausau West came out. They were physical.
Were they?
We were talent wise. We were better.
Yeah,
we are starting to play. Last year it took us weeks to get going, to get the engine going. This year, we are past. We look like a club team.
That's awesome.
The ball's moving at a fast pace. A lot of good talent. This is our year, though. We have a lot of seniors, but there's some really good juniors that are coming back from knee injuries that are playing full steam. So
that's cool.
Our big test is our first test, I shouldn't say, is Friday night against Appleton North. Ooh. So we will see some of our club team members, some past team members. So, but man, I'm having more fun, texting with you, and then we got a group of a couple Pulaskis and a Notre Dame dad. I'm not going to mention anything but we're ranking teams like wins, and we're like it's for a beer. We're not gambling by any means on high school sports. I mean, who would do that? But it's fun keeping in touch with everybody, and that's what I love about how our club, all of our, a lot of our players are playing, whether JV or varsity, getting good minutes, scoring.
Yep.
I saw Claire had her first goal last night for.
Did she?
To North. Yep.
That's awesome.
Katie opened the Kimberly season with their goal.
Yes. Yeah, and Kimberly had a nice win in their first game, and then they played a tough Wanakee team and lost 1-0. But man, Kimberly's loaded. They are just loaded.
Yeah. So here's my question I wanted to ask, and I think Greg, I hope he's still on. But so, what is your thought process? Like, we'll go play. Like we played Rapids and Wausau West, good teams, but by no means ranked
understood.
in the state. So we go out and we put up a 3 spot, and we've had 2 clean sheets, soccer term right there for shutouts. And
there you go. They
go down and they play Wanakee and Kettle Moraine, I think, right? And they
something
go
like
1-1.
Yeah.
So, Alabama always plays one good game, and then they have a whole bunch of cupcakes. The Badgers play just nobody, right? They try to build their 5. They get the 5 wins, and then they get bowl eligible, and they haven't even played anybody. So
Eastern Illinois.
Right. So the question lies, are you better off testing yourself early, even if it means a loss, or do you run the table for a while and build some steam?
Verona,
sorry. Greg said. Sorry.
Yep, our fault. Our bad.
Right. I mean, it's Kimberly. We don't pay attention. Even though I do text Greg, and we do text back and forth for the scores. But so the question lies, and Greg can chime in here, but it's what is like thought process wise. Like if you're going to make a run at state, like Kimberly was 2 in the state. I think they started at or 3. For them, maybe it's best to get after it and see where you lie.
I agree. I think if you're a good team, I think you're looking out for the best teams because you want to test your metal, sharp. And what do they say? Steel or iron sharpens iron, right? You want to get good teams. So that Wanakee game, even though it's a tough loss, Wanakee's really good. I mean, I think they were number 4 or something like that. So I mean, they're a tough team. Mm-hmm. So that's a really good game for them. That's a playoff level game, even though it's early in the season. If I'm Kimberly, I'm seeking out all the best teams. I'm trying to play Oregon. I'm trying to play, whoever's good. Divine Holy Savior. I want to play the best teams because that's what you're going to play in the playoffs. So that'd be my mindset. Now, if you're a team like us, we're building. I'm trying to throw some games in there that we are winnable because we're trying to get confidence. And so to me, that's how I'd do it. But
Yeah, and Greg's right. You know, they started out beating some teams last year 10-0, and that's not a lot of fun either.
right,
So, but it comes down to regionals, sectionals. You know, it's that's when it gets fun. But man, what do we got next after that? Well, we go Fond. Have you played Fond du Lac? Do you play Fond du Lac?
no, we don't play them.
Yeah, we play them Saturday, and then Sheboygan South on Tuesday. So we've been to Rapids, Wausau, Fond du Lac, and Sheboygan South. So all of our travel is right away. So
Nice.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. Last night got home a little late, but I'm meant for it. Who needs sleep?
Who needs it?
I'm a
That's right.
machine. Right.
Yeah, so,
So
I feel your pain there because that's kind of we went from Kaukauna to La Crosse Central the next day, and then we went to Preble yesterday, and then we go to Ashland on Saturday. So we're traversing most of the state in the next few days, which so the travel is the travel's fun. We've made a big cross on the state of Wisconsin.
How far is Ashland?
It's a little over 4 hours, so it'll be a haul. I'm just praying we have a coach. I mean, that we've been having struggles with busing, and there's rumors that we might not. And I'm like, oh my gosh, 4.5 hours in a school bus each way.
There's no way.
That's gonna be rough.
Be brutal.
So I'm hoping we get coach.
Is that a weekday or a weekend?
It's a Saturday game, so we're gonna have to get up at like 6:30, head up, and it's a noon game, which is good because then we'll be back at a decent hour. But still, it's going to be, yeah.
Do you get a lot of parents that'll travel?
Really good. No, I don't think there'll be a ton. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some, but yeah. Well, and we'll see because, like I said, Ashland's really good. I think they went to state last year in the Division III. They smoked us last year. I think they beat us 4-0. They like every girl on their team was like 6 feet tall. It was unreal. They were tall, so they were good. Yeah, it was crazy, dude. They were all trees. It was unreal, and they were a talented team. So, and I thought they were one of the better teams we played last year. So, but
well, good luck. Get it done.
We'll see.
Start with let's beat DC Everest first.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I am excited to get into our conference play.
Yes,
because then it's citywide for us. You know, we have all local. We do play Appleton East here coming up. They're outside of conference, and I think we make up our game with Neenah, which will be fun. I think that's a grass field, so a little change of pace. Yeah, we're
grass
supposed to play
nice.
in the. It is, but I think these girls are so used to now playing on turf. But I will say the turfs we play on is nice turf. This isn't the Astrodome turf.
No, it's good stuff. Honestly, the Kaukauna field is the nicest turf I've ever seen. It's like soccer turf.
Really?
It's different than football turf. It's a thicker, shorter turf, and it was really nice. I was really impressed with Kaukana's facilities. That whole Fox Cities, man, you guys are so lucky. It's unreal. Their facilities are so great.
New schools, yeah,
it's unreal.
Well, and have you ever played at Kimberly?
I've been on J.R. Garrett's for football. I've never been there for soccer.
Yeah, there's separate soccer stadium. It's pretty nice too. I mean, the bleachers,
okay,
and then the grass. I mean, I haven't been a parent in high school. I mean, we're 1-0 there, so I really enjoy it. But we'll see. We'll see if that goes. Winning.
Hey, you got to live it up while you can. That's right.
Right. I mean, we're running into the buzzsaw hopefully down the road of the Kimberly paper makers, and I don't know what's going to happen. You know,
do you guys have them on the schedule?
Supposedly we might see them in the De Pere Invitational.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Now, I will be going. Macy will not be there. She is. She made the national DECA competition in Anaheim, California. Oh,
that's right. So, national.
Yep. So she flies out, and she's going to miss a couple games. She misses the Pulaski game, which, doing the DECA thing, I'm super proud of her. I just wish we could move the Pulaski game because of Paul and some of the Pulaski friends I have, I'm still going to go. And, I'm going to wear my colors. Bought some blue shoes the other day. Oh yeah. Oh
Oh
yes.
yes, that's
They
awesome.
were
That
slimmer shoes, which I don't know works for me, but my feet look slim.
hey, there you go. No, that's going
Yeah.
to be fun. That's always the best part. Conference, I agree with you. Conference is a lot of good times, just because you know the teams, you know the people, and so yeah, it's always going to be a lot of fun, especially for you guys too, with all the club players. Like just going and playing Preble last night, which by the way, shout out to Olivia. She had 2 goals last night in their home opener. So Olivia had a great game. And it was good to see her. But it's just fun to see all the different players. It's nice when you know other people. And I don't know, Olivia. She lights up the room. She like
Oh,
yelled at me
so
across the
nice.
field, and like yeah, she's like she
Right?
gave Amelia. They're like waiting to. I should put a video up, but they were waiting to start the kickoff, and Liv runs over to Amelia pre-game, like the game's about to start, and they like give a big hug. Like you don't see that. I mean, that's kind of cool. I thought that was a really neat moment. So it's neat when everybody knows each other, and you can tell there's a lot of bond there for those club girls. So I totally understand for you playing everybody. It's a lot of fun. I mean, you want to beat them too,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun.
Oh, but I mean, there's something. I mean, like Olivia plays for Preble. I'm like, oh, not tonight. And then she's running down the field last year we're at Bayport. I'm a freshman parent, right? And she's running down the field and she yells and stops mid game and yells, "Hi, Toby," waves at me, and then continues to run. And they're like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "The greatest girl on earth." Like the
Yeah,
smile, like she is fantastic.
she's just such a good kid. So, anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm envious of you guys because you have all those bonds. We don't have as many of those over here, but it's always cool when we get to run into the teammates. So even if we lose,
Well, exactly. And there's a little bad blood just because of the school. Excuse me, the school. You know, we play North on Friday night. Like I'm not a North Lightning fan.
of course not.
But nobody better get hurt. That's fair. That's the one thing that
Yeah,
I will never root for in any youth sport. But they beat us last year 1-0 on a goal. Brindley put it in, and it's just like North.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
And they're next
yeah.
on our calendar, so that's that's in the crosshairs. So, and we need to win. We need a bigger win from a better school. So we'll see.
That's cool. Yeah, well, good luck. And good luck to the girls on Appleton North. I know there's a number of them there. I think Kimberly has the most from our club. I think. Just kind of
Well,
running it in my head.
yes, from our age group,
Yeah,
past
from our
and
age
present. Yeah, Katie, Ayla, Skylar, Kennedy. They all played with us. 4, and then there's some sixes on the team with Senna Haynes and that. So you can really tell the teams that have a lot of club,
Group. Oh,
girls.
yeah.
The soccer is definitely more pure, I'd call it. We have our club feeds into Bayport a lot
Yeah.
because of the Howard location. So up and down,
Sure.
we had 60 some kids go out for soccer. I think
Wow.
they cut like 20. So, and the coach is very open. She's like, listen, if we have a handful of players and I have sophomores and freshmen that run on the same line, she takes the freshmen. So I think the majority were sophomores this year that got cut because she's got to see what they can do.
Yeah.
We have one sophomore on our team, Macy. So that'll change next year. It kind of has to because we're going to be losing quite a few seniors.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good problem to have. I mean, that's the one challenge with our team. We were talking the other day, the coaches, and we have, of all of our players, I think we have 3 that have played at state level or higher. And I just remember last year when Pulaski and Bayport played, there was like 31 players from the club was
Right.
on that team, and it's like, whew, I wouldn't mind having 5 or 6. That'd be helpful because it does impact
Yeah.
the game. It's not as clean. It's not as pure, I guess is a better word for it. So
Yeah. Nope. It's exciting times. I won't miss any of them. I'm supposed to travel the end of the month, and I'm leaving on Sunday, so I get back on Tuesday.
nice.
Rather burn a Sunday than a Tuesday. So yeah, me and Jackie love it. Get in the car.
What else do you have to do? So
I know.
what was Greg saying here about a thunderstorm? I didn't get that.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. It's code or something.
Greg?
Some Kimberly thing, I think.
Yeah, they're going to need a thunderstorm to beat us, is what he's saying.
Oh,
Rain today.
boy.
No, I'm not talking any trash this year. And I didn't talk trash last year because actually I would love to go. Last year, Kimberly played at De Pere, and De Pere was really good too. And actually, the stands were packed with just about every get a makeup game for Pulaski.
Oh, so he's saying you need a thunderstorm to rain out the game.
Oh, yes. Great call.
Yeah. Good
Great
call.
If you know anybody, Greg, that can make that happen, that would work. But we went and watched the De Pere Kimberly game last year. And that was a blast. Because first off, no skin in the game, and Kimberly beat them. But there's some really good talent up top for the D1 talent that plays well together. I would expect
it's
that
fun
to
to
make
watch.
a run. I really do. They're the team to beat. They're the team that's projected to be top 2 in the state. So I'm not putting a lot of pressure on them. I mean, if they don't win state, it's kind of a failure. I mean, what it is.
Right.
Just kidding. But
now,
they are primed.
Yeah, they are definitely. And I just thought of Appleton East had Marley and Addie had a good opening game. It sounds like they had what they have in that West Bend game? 4 goals for Marley and 3 for Addie, which was pretty crazy.
Right.
That was
against Pulaski. They beat Pulaski 2-1. I think Addie had 1, Marley had 1. So
okay, there you go.
That two-headed monster is part of our team, right? I mean, they've got 9 goals between them after 2 games. So I don't know how Ava Rand's doing, or I'd love to find out, or Kata in goal.
Okay. Yeah, she's north, right? Ava Durant, Oshkosh North.
Oshkosh North. And then Appleton West is Kata.
She is Appleton West. Okay, we'll play her then because we got them coming up here 2 weeks, I think. No kidding.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Really good. Really heck of a goalie, as we found out.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, I don't think we play or west. Play east and north.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, like I said, it's great to see. I mean, we got a lot of talent on our team, and it shows once high school starts. So, a lot of girls doing really well.
Mm-hmm. And I always shout out to, I was at the Bayport Lacrosse Meat Raffle fundraiser on Sunday. I won a pork loin. A large pork loin. No idea what to do with this thing, but pretty excited when they call your ticket, right? You get all giddy. My friend won brats and hamburgers and shrimp, and I won a 5-pound pork loin.
So what are you going to do with it? Do you know?
It's in the it's in the freezer, so I might smoke it.
There you go. Grill it or barbecue it, or
somebody said I should put it in the crock pot and shred it. But who's gonna eat 5 pounds of shredded pork?
It's a lot of pork.
It is a lot of pork.
Maybe for your banquet, pickleball banquet. There you go.
Maybe I'll sell it to the team.
Yeah. And congratulations.
I think it cost me like $80, right? Or I'll hand it out as a trophy. Pork loin trophy.
I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. But, besides soccer, which we've been entrenched in, as we have daughters, did you watch the women's basketball tournament? I didn't even care about the men's, right? I didn't fill out a bracket. Really didn't care.
Really?
Women's college basketball. Yeah. Just it didn't thrill me. I do my Thursday. We go to my friend's bar and we do Thursday. We used to do it all day, and now I was home by 3. I'm old. But
ouch.
We watched the Colorado-Iowa game. Me, Jackie, and Macy were looking forward to the next game. The LSU game was great.
Yeah, it was fun. The villain.
Right? Caitlin Clark. I was rooting for Iowa.
Oh, I was too. We've watched every Iowa game, and my daughters really enjoy, especially Lucy, really enjoy Caitlin Clark. So yeah, it's been a can't miss for us. We've definitely been one of the viewers, and I saw that this was the first time ever that the women's championship out viewed the men's. probably because it was a better game, right? And the men's wasn't a great game. It was on ABC versus men's was on TBS, so that definitely plays a role. But I think it was 18 million to 14 million average viewers. So, I mean, it's what I'm curious about is what college basketball looks like next year when Caitlin's not there, and then what does the WNBA look like when Caitlin's there? Does she carry that kind of an impact? Because man, she's had an impact on their sport and their viewership, the interest, and what happens after she's gone, right? Can that was it Juju Parker or whatever pick it up for USC or yeah.
I just think she's a West Coast kid. They play late. They do different things. I would like to see the game because I think they've got a strong following now, but I think it's a Caitlin Clark following.
Yeah, I do too.
So the team that has the number 1 draft pick in the WNBA already, like, they play on the road and they already moved the game to a new stadium that seats 20,000.
Yep.
So they're expecting her. And I just don't get, you read Twitter, you read some of the players that are WNBA players, like, knocking her down. Like, they're like,
I don't get it either.
I'm like, this is your ticket to maybe some money.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Like, why you should be hyping this girl up, hoping that she draws and does well, because if she does well, that could completely change the landscape of WNBA. And the people crapping on her, it's like, oh, her game's not going to translate. And I'm like, what doesn't translate about shooting threes from the logo? The one girl's like, well, we got big girls here. We've got big girls that go down in the paint. Nobody wants to see anybody bang around the paint. They like the 3 from the logo. That's why people love Steph Curry. 100%. That's why they like Caitlin. They love that all of a sudden she just pulls up, boom, and drops a 3 from midcourt. You're like, holy hell, that's awesome. Nobody wants to see a girl grind around and double step down in the paint and throw up a layup. Whatever, who cares? I don't know. I think they need to embrace it and ride her for all that she's worth and hope that it grows the game. Honestly.
What if she takes the big baller contract and goes plays 3-on-3 for like $10 million for 3 years? Like, if I'm her, that's what I'm doing. I might as well get paid and then go to the WNBA.
Maybe.
It's all about the
I don't know if that would work out so well for her, though. Honestly,
I don't think it would.
I don't think that would work out very well. And then it would tarnish her, and I don't know, maybe she wouldn't get the same interest, but I don't know. I think I love what she's doing. Go build your thing. They for so long that's been the talk about, women's sports doesn't have this. They finally have somebody that's kind of drawing eyeballs. Use that, right? And if you want to grow the game, this is where you grow the game. You grow it by having really successful players and people that are, like an MJ, right? He kind of brought the NBA back in the mid 90s. Caitlin can do that for WNBA and make the WNBA actually start to maybe earn some revenue, right? Where they can actually start to pay players, and that's going to be good for everybody. It's going to be good for everybody.
I'll be honest, if I'm the owner of the first draft pick, I am going to Caitlin and be like, I'm going to give you 3, maybe 4. I mean, what's a team worth? I'll give you 5% of ownership if you play with us for the next 10 years. I mean, why not, right? Your team just went from being worth, I don't even know what a team is worth, but you could double.
Don't know.
I mean, these people, they're playing in front of 6,000 people on a good night.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark's playing in front of a packed house. So I hope I think her revenue, for just herself from her, like, she was making $1 million last year in NIL money, but I think her value is so high right now. She will do very well.
Yeah, I'm looking it up here, the franchise value. I just wanted to see like how much that team is worth, if I can find that. And I'm not seeing kind of what that is. They're saying maybe the most teams are around a couple $1 million, which seems really low.
I do know they're subsidized by the
66
NBA.
million. Okay, sorry.
Okay. So if you give her 5%, you're looking at $3 million. That's it.
Right.
And she grows your club to worth $100 million.
Yeah.
Business 101.
I mean, I just think that might not be a bad idea, because I'm telling you, she's gonna. And when they draft her for the Indiana Fever, that team is gonna. I mean, they've already sold out all their home games. She hasn't even been drafted yet, and they already sold out all their home games.
Yeah, and that's the first time I think that's ever happened in the WNBA.
Yeah, she's
And if they
different.
were smart, right? She is.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if they were smart, they would build on that rivalry of Angel Reese on a team, and they would hype this. They would
Yep.
like it's kind of a no brainer. Like now, given the fact I am a marketing major and a 5-year education, so
That's right.
I mean my brain just thinks like this, but it's pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is just the first part of this article. It says that the average ticket price of the Indiana Fever is up 133%. It's about $140 now, and it was 60 was the average last year. That's some massive ching.
It was $60 to see a WNBA game.
That's what the average it says was.
Well, maybe that's the problem, right? I mean, let's get butts in the seats, folks. There's got to be some cheap tickets, but
I'm sure there are. That's the average. So,
right. So, but if you sell out, how big a stadium is their stadium? Does it say like how many seats?
That I don't see. I'm not sure where exactly they play. So,
playing at the high school, it's kind of like, but they got to be playing at least 1,000 people, right? Well, I don't know where they play.
Yeah,
do they
I
play in
don't
NBA stadiums?
That's a great question. See, these are all things that nobody knows because nobody watches. I mean, I'm not trying to crap on them, but just nobody's ever cared. This is the first time anybody's cared.
Caitlin Clark effect.
And my two sons kind of have this like thing against Caitlin Clark because I think it's kind of like they want to be contrarians. They're kind of like, and they don't like that she's from Iowa. They're like, we're Wisconsin fans. We shouldn't root for her. So they've kind of had this beef with her. But I don't think they're old enough to understand how transformational she has been for the game. Like, it's kind of crazy. So,
and it's young boys and young girls. It's me and you, right? I'm not going to a game; just they're not near me. I'm not buying a jersey. Right. I don't look good in jerseys. But I've watched it. I will if she's on TV and she's a WNBA. I'll watch her. She's fun to watch. Right?
Yeah,
I'm not going to.
She is fun to watch.
Make an afternoon of it. But like Greg said, like the rivalries of the girls giving her crap. I think they're old. I think they need to build on the youth coming in. I think if that girl out of USC, she might make it another year. Maybe she enters early. Maybe they do this huge youth moment. I don't know one player. Besides the big kid from Purdue, like I don't know anybody on UConn. I don't know anybody on Duke, Kentucky. Like, right, those ever since they went to that one and done baloney, you don't build rivalries in the NCAA tournament anymore. Nobody, Bryce Drew from Valparaiso or whatever. These guys are already moving on before you get to know them. So at least in the girls' game, like I want. Me and Jackie sat down on Saturday and watched every high school girls basketball game in the state championship from Lodi. Who was it? It was Abrams or somebody up north. Had a lead 5 seconds ago by 3 and ended up giving it away. It feels terrible.
Yeah, you do.
We had a blast watching that. Notre Dame getting beat against Pewaukee.
Yeah, that was a good game.
They were good. And I think I would like to see the 1 versus Division 1-2. That would be another fun game. But I think they already played. I think Pewaukee beat everybody. They beat Kimberly pretty handily.
Pewaukee was good. Those two twins that are going to Michigan State, they were good.
By the way, they didn't start a senior.
I know. They're back next year to run roughshod again.
I think the coach stays with it one more year. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he resigns and gives up coaching if he's even interested. I think he's
I think he rides that out.
Right. So it kind of builds from there on the female side. I don't know. It's exciting. It's fun for them.
No, I think it's great, and
a little better landing spot.
Yeah, I agreed, and I think about all the people that we know that play. Just when we're talking about basketball, like we know Kennedy plays. The girl over here, Jada Soibert, she plays, and she was a freshman. She got all conference. She even got honorable mention all state. It's like she's an exciting player. You watch her, and she's really exciting. And it's like you see what Caitlin Clark's doing. You're like, hey, maybe in 2-3 years, 4 years, maybe she's doing the same thing in college, and it's just kind of maybe the whole tide is going to turn and people are going to find a little bit more appreciation for the women's game. So I think it's good. I really like it. And there's, Emily, Greg's daughter plays. She's, a really exciting player. So it's just cool. I think it's good for the sport. It draws more eyeballs. In the game is different, right? Women's game versus men is different, totally. But I think there's something to be appreciated in that difference, especially when you got somebody throwing threes from the logo. So
yeah, and you know what, and I'm glad it's happening, but I think high school sports is making a big comeback versus club, right? Or AAU. We'd have never heard if Caitlin Clark doesn't play, this is college now, this is what they're striving for, but you don't hear about them in high school because they don't, you don't get really recruited. But playing high school and playing in your state championship versus the AAU is just more exciting to me. You wouldn't know any of these girls if they didn't play high school basketball.
Right.
Same with soccer.
No, it's good.
Same with soccer. You use soccer to get recruited, but the fun is in the high school.
Yeah. No, so it's cool. I mean, good for her, good for the sport. I mean, it's pretty cool to see. Yeah, who we'll see where it goes from here. Like you said, maybe it's going to be a whole transformation because this was the first year that I ever remember. Maybe it's been that way in women's sports in women's basketball, but there was like 4 really big stars. There was like Juju, and then there was Caitlin, and then there was the whole Angel Reese thing, and you had all these like big stars that were kind of rivals, and I thought that was kind of different. I thought it was good. South Carolina dominated everybody again. Did you see that girl that was like 6'7"? She's crazy.
Well, that's
she's really tall,
part, right? South Carolina is the best team in the land, and they weren't even mentioned. Like everybody's like, "Ooh, we're watching Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese."
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I'm sure that didn't motivate them at all.
No, and like coming out of the first quarter, I think Iowa was up by 7. Then it was over with. They were just too talented.
Yeah, they were too talented.
But even on the men's side, right? The team that won it was the oldest team in the tournament, I think. Well, and I made that up. But UConn had been playing together forever. There's no real major stars. They're just, they've been playing, and nobody was touching UConn this year.
Yeah. No, they were. I saw a stat on them today. Their last 12 tournament games, they've won all of them by double digits. Just think about that. That's two NCAA championships plus all the run up to it, and they've won every one by double digits. That's nuts. That's domination right there.
And if I did a bracket, I'd be like, "There's no way they can do that again." I'm going to get them on the 8th.
I picked Tennessee.
Whatever.
So I picked Tennessee over UConn. So that worked out well.
Yeah, sometimes we get in front of ourselves. We should just let the stats do the job. But no, I tell you, filling out bracket's been great. I picked numbers. Me and some buddies threw in a couple of bucks and we grabbed numbers. So I was rooting for finals.
Nice. Hey, I will say though, I almost won our family league for the men. I was very close. Somebody picked UConn, the wife, so she got it. But I did win the women's bracket. I picked Iowa and South Carolina, and I picked South Carolina to win. So,
boom.
What can I say?
Which is a bigger deal this year for the first time ever, right? I'd rather win the women's bracket than the men's bracket, which we do have a women's bracket out there, people. It's been around forever.
It's been around for a long time, despite what the vice president said. It has been there for.
Well, let's be honest, right? Remember in the day, if you ever filled out a bracket for the women, you would just take all the number ones and they'd meet in the 4, and then
totally
there was never an opportunity. And this year was all 1s versus 3s.
Yeah, no, there was definitely some upsets, and so even that's what kind of made it a little more fun this year. Was there was actually some upsets. Parity is a good thing, and that's one of the cool things about the men's game is a lot of parity. So you get the 16 versus 1 upset, which is people love that stuff, love it. So I think it's a good thing.
Not and not always. You gotta, unless you're the 1 seed, right? Virginia, Tony Bennett, poor guy. He'll always be forever known as the one that lost to the 16 first.
Yeah.
Somebody else did it again. But it
Correct.
happens.
Purdue.
Man,
Purdue
they lay
did
an
it.
egg. What happened? Don't. What happened to Virginia?
Well, to be fair to them, they did lose to them, and I think they won a national championship either the next year or the year after or something. So
the following
they did
year.
rebound,
Yeah.
but then they kept getting bounced after that in the first round. So they've had a rough run. I feel bad for Tony with Wisconsin ties and Green Bay ties. It's too bad.
They were in the play-in game this year and they got beat. They scored like 20 points.
That wasn't good.
But I don't feel bad. Tony Bennett's making like $6 million a year coach, and he's going to be fine.
He'll be okay. He'll probably cry himself to sleep in a pile of money.
I cry myself in a pile of something.
Oh, shoot. So, yeah.
But what else? I was going to say I did something new, and I'm going to keep this very straight just because we're a podcast about youth sports, but I did do something new. My cousin, who I grew up with, thick and thin, he just entered into the congressional race for District 8.
I saw you share that, and I was like, what's going on?
So Tony Weed is my cousin. Now, whether affiliate left or right, it doesn't matter to me, but I was there. I got invited, my family got invited to the kind of the coming out party where he says he's in the race. It was interesting, right? It's a political rally, so it's one-sided, but half my high school was there for when I graduated, so I got to see a lot of people, but it was interesting. So he's been a private kid, but I hope he does great.
Hey, yeah, that's pretty awesome. I wondered what the tie there was, because usually you don't share stuff like that, and then I'm like, but yeah, cousin, that's pretty cool. Well, best of luck to him.
Yeah,
that's
like
pretty cool.
Said, it was fun to go see him, and I don't know if I could do that. I think that's throwing it out there. Either, like I said, if you're running for, he's never ran, and now he's running for a seat in Congress. Like, pretty cool. Like,
wow.
I did look it up. You get paid for life.
You have to serve, I think, a full term.
Yes.
And then you do.
Yes.
But if you don't serve the full term, but basically you just have to avoid like doing something really stupid, and then you get a term, and then you're done. You get paid.
It's very difficult to do that in Washington, I'm told.
That is true.
I could figure it out, right? I would just sit in my office and duck problems and be like, get to my full term and be like, I'm out.
So he's the 8th district. So he's running for who held the seat prior?
Well, Gallagher just resigned.
Gallagher. That's right.
Yep. So, but he resigned after a date. So it goes to the election. So there'll be a primary in August, and then, so
right.
Macy's really into just the process. So we're going to try to get out and go see him, and just to be being a contractor at Marinette Marine, they bring in a lot of powerhouse hitters from the government. So I've seen some people speak up there. So that's kind of neat. I'd like to get on the grounds when they drop a boat in the drink. So usually one of the generals is talking. So I just find that fascinating.
Yeah. Said he'd never been in politics, and he just decided to throw his hat in, huh? Wow. Hey, good for him. I don't I said, I don't know if I'd want to do it, but good for him.
Yeah. Well, this podcast will keep me and you out. We got a lot of tape out there. I probably said some dumb stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure it's out there. But otherwise,
Speaking of the podcast, real quick before you go on, this is episode 55. I should have said it at the beginning. We've done 55 episodes, Toby. 55.
Are you kidding me? 55.
It's crazy. 55.
Remember we were like, when we were texting back and forth before our first one, we had this long list of topics, and it was 7 items. And then I remember we got to 8, and we're like, okay, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's definitely morphed a little bit. I see we have, limited viewership right now, so they're probably done with whatever we're talking about.
Yeah, Greg just said not getting any Kimberly votes. Oh, Greg, he's a huge Kimberly fan.
Oh, man.
As a politician, he's a fan of everybody.
But
I was thinking we really need to put our pedal down. I was going to reach out continue to reach out to some people and just see if we can get some more coaches. And I was going to email that Renee Lopez, who wrote the book, looking for a full ride.
Oh, yeah.
Because she said we needed 100. And I might skew the number a little bit, say we did 55, but we have 100 on docket. So see if we can skew that. Just be like, we're going to do 100. Well, we're going to do 100. We're just not there. If she came on now, she could be ahead of the curve.
You could get in on the upswing.
Yeah, right. You should invest now before we go big time.
I did have one lady that said that
out there that wanted to come on.
Yeah, I did have a lady that said she was interested, that the author, but then it was kind of I don't know, she was very particular about the time, and that was going to be difficult. So that's why I haven't really set that one. It was very like, initially I told her the time and she's like, "Oh, can we do it here?" And then I'm like, yeah. So, I mean, I'd still love to have her on. It's just, I think my guess is she's got a lot of offerings, a lot of podcasts to do. And so she's not going to just do anything. She's going to set it to her schedule. And if it doesn't work out, she doesn't care, which is fine. I totally respect that. That's just kind of the vibe I got. So
this is our podcast. We set the tone here.
Man. Yeah.
But if you come on any other time, that'd be great. We'd love to have you.
Right. Yeah. So I'll still touch base with her again, see how that works.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm still going to push for the coach at Northern Michigan. I'd love to have D2. And, maybe we try to get Spash's Division III coach on. She's been around soccer a long time, or just any Division III. I'd like to still do that tier and talk about the level of how they recruit.
Right.
I'm going to reach out to Kevin Borseth, retired today from UWGB basketball, women's.
Oh, wow.
And I found his Facebook page, and I was going to message him on the side, but I'm going to give him some. He just retired like a couple hours ago, so I'll give him some time. But worst case, he deletes it.
Speaking of retirement and Kimberly, what the heck with John Murphy?
Yeah. Actually, I was driving in my car, and Greg texted me his Twitter, and I reached out to John, and he just said that his wife retired. And he sent me a picture of him and his wife on just walking on a beach. He's like, it's time. He's like, I need to get living.
Yeah.
So good for him, man.
Good for him.
Yep.
Yeah, he burned it.
He ran it a long time. Good fellow, he came on our show, which is a big deal. Maybe we talk about life, right? Maybe that was us.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm hoping to have a couple of beers with John Murphy here in the next month or two. So,
good for him.
Send your regards. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was very happy for him. I thought maybe he'd do another year. For some reason, I just had it in that he might do one more, but yeah, no, good for him. I mean, he's done it for, what did he say, 36, 37 years? I mean, sheesh.
Second in the state in all wins. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Awesome. Yeah, good for him.
I think the grind is there, but yeah, good for him. He's going to have a great finish to life. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And his wife is super, super great too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, man, 50.
Well, cool. I think
almost an hour.
Hey, we got a big game tomorrow, so I got to go get my beauty sleep, and I know Greg needs to get some beauty sleep. That's for sure. So
that's every night for Greg. Hey-o.
Hey-o. So we got to wrap this baby up. But, let's definitely do it again. Wednesdays tend to be the best now that the season has started. So let's plan on hopefully getting together, and we can talk about some recent wins for all of us. So that'd be good.
Yeah. Best of all luck to all the players, especially from our club team. And
yep.
We're rooting for success on the Bayport side and the Spash side because that's who we are.
That's right. Stay healthy. That's the big one. All of them.
Wood. Yes. No injuries, no knees, nothing. We got a big season ahead.
So last night, right at the end of the Preble game, Amelia was making a last little run, trying to make something happen, and she kicked and hit a girl, and just hyperextended her knee just a smidge, and she kind of grabbed at her knee, and I'm like, oh my god, no. Just because I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't care if any low JV player. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. And when she reached down, I'm like, oh. And then she told me what it was. I'm like, you're fine. It's good. And today she's fine. So I'm like, We don't need.
You went from
I don't want to
calling
see
an
anybody
ambulance
hurt.
to get in the car, kid. I hear you. I
Yeah.
hear you. I that's my one biggest for all the
Yeah.
girls that you see what they go through for the knees, for the ankle.
Yeah.
Just even a high ankle sprain right now, they're done. I mean, the season's only another 2 months, so it's not like you're going to bounce
like
back
8
from
weeks.
a heavy injury. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean,
Yeah.
stay healthy, everybody. So that's the last thing we'll say. Stay healthy, have fun.
And parents, if you're looking for a really nice chair, check out the Judging Bouncy Balls page. It is the dynamite chair. Heater, massager, back, and it's a backpack. It folds up, and you wear it like I wore it. It's a
I'll
large chair.
repost it again. I'll repost it again. We'll reshare it.
Get your significant. She will love it. My wife loves it. Or she was warm. Oh yes.
Awesome. All right, man.
All right,
well, you have a
sir.
good night.
You too.
All right.
All right, bye.